From the 11 Alive studios, this is The Georgia Vote with Faith Jesse and Zach Merchant.
Hey, good morning and welcome to our first Georgia Vote since the race for the White House reaches its historic ending. The road to the presidency came straight through our state right here in Georgia.
Yes, it did. Both the Harris and the Trump campaigns blitzed the state in the closing days. And in the end, Georgia and the nation's key swing states, they tilted Republican, making Donald Trump once again President-elect Trump. He delivered his victory speech a few hours after midnight on election night in Florida. Mr. Trump was joined by his wife Melania, his children, and other family and supporters. It was a decisive victory for Republicans, who also took control of the United States Senate.
I will govern by a simple motto: promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises. Nothing will stop me from keeping my word to you, the people. We will make America safe, strong, prosperous, powerful, and free again. And I'm asking every citizen all across our land to join me in this noble and righteous endeavor. That's what it is.
Trump's victory made history. He's the second ever president to win 2 non-consecutive terms, the other being President Grover Cleveland back in 1892. Mr. Trump is also on track to be the first Republican to win the popular vote since George W. Bush in 2004. And at 78, he would be the oldest person elected president. Joe Biden, currently the oldest sitting president. And Donald Trump is the first person elected president who was found guilty of felony crimes, convicted in May in a New York hush money case. Many Republican lawmakers offered their congratulations to Mr. Trump, among them Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. Mr. Trump has in the past criticized Kemp, particularly after Joe Biden narrowly won Georgia in 2020. But eventually, Trump made his support of the popular swing state governor a staple of his campaign stops, particularly here. And in a post to X on Wednesday, Governor Kemp said, quote, "We look forward to working together to put hardworking Americans first and get our country back on track."
Yeah, and later in the day, Vice President Harris offered her concession from her alma mater, Washington, D.C.'s Howard University. She told her backers to continue fighting for their vision of the country, even in the wake of sweeping rejection at the ballot box. Harris says this is not the outcome that she hoped for, but she says she's proud of her campaign.
Over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future.
The vice president says she plans to work with President-elect Trump and his team to ensure a peaceful transfer of power on January 20th. Now, just hours after the networks called the race for Donald Trump, we hit the streets of Atlanta to get your reaction.
I don't think it's acceptable that so many people think that what Trump is doing and what he wants to do is okay, but I also don't know what I can do about it.
I think there's a lot of potential, so hopefully we can get some of the poison out of our food, get some of the budget out of the government, make things more efficient, make things better. So we'll see. Time will tell.
Everybody who didn't vote, you should have voted. That's all I have to say.
Kind of scary. Just think that a lot of people believe that he's like appointed by God and stuff like that, and I'm just not really in agreement with that.
People I've talked to, that's who they seem. They're not really happy with where everything is right now. That kind of feels like it was 4 years ago, with COVID. People aren't happy. They want change. My guess happens again in 4 years, changes again.
You can watch the full post-election remarks from President-elect Donald Trump, Vice President Kamala Harris, and President Joe Biden right now on 11 Alive Plus. It's free to download on your streaming device. Just search 11 Alive on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV device.